Hey everybody and welcome back. I'm Eric for President. For those new to the channel, welcome, glad to have you here. You can find links and sources for everything we're going to discuss today down in the video description. You can also find timestamps for every story discussed in the pinned comment. That way you can watch exactly what you want to watch. I'm going to keep on plugging the second channel, Eric for President Clips. You can find that link also down in the pinned comment. Daily VR videos, almost at least 6 videos a week. It's kind of my therapy channel, please check it out. And before we get started with the VR news, I'm wishing the best to everybody. Best health, best safety, best everything in these times. Please guys, be safe. If you need anything, please reach out if you just want to talk. I know things can be weird. With that being said, there's a couple stories I want to go over that I'm very excited to talk about. Let's jump right into the VR news. So we start today off by talking, of course, like we brought up already, we're all isolated, we all want to socially engage with other people or just escape our homes, and as has been par for the course, the Oculus Quest and the Oculus Rift S have been sold out continuously. And in a surprise move by Oculus, it looks like they are either trying to offload old stock and or provide that virtual escape to as many people as possible. As of right now, Oculus and Facebook are temporarily selling refurbished units of the original Rift CV1 at the low price of $299. Now this deal right away, being able to get virtual reality from Oculus, it may be very tempting, but there are pros and cons to the CV1. Let's discuss if this is right for you or if you should wait to get the Rift S. So this Rift CV1 package is comparable to the $400 package most are familiar with, including the headset, touch controllers, and 2 base stations. According to Facebook, all refurbished units will have no cosmetic imperfections, no scratches on its display, no dents, etc., and will come with a 30-day return policy and 6-month warranty. Now, many of you probably remember when the Rift S launched originally, many complained or at least voiced their opinion that there was not much of a reason to upgrade from a CV1 to a Rift S for the money. So when deciding if to wait on the Rift S or grab one of these, it comes with a mixed bag. Also FYI, I am leaving out the Oculus Quest from this discussion because, well, they're just not comparable, they're separate units. On the positives of the Rift CV1, it will have a mechanical adjustable IPD, something the Rift S only has on the software side. Quality to me is much higher on the hardware than the Rift S, and of course you have integrated headphones, something much better than the lackluster Rift S speakers built in. But there are some reasons to hold off, including base stations that are not the best to set up, not to mention a third one is really needed for room scale VR, and finding these days can be difficult. The largest difference beside the tracking is the resolution, in which reading text in faraway objects will be more difficult. That's kind of where we are right now. Hopefully you can make your decision if the CV1 is right for you, if you're looking for that VR escape instead of waiting for the Oculus Rift S. My opinion, I would say it makes sense for those who already owned a CV1 to hold off getting the Rift S. Kind of makes sense. The upgrade may have not been worth $400. However, for those without VR at all, I cannot stress that I think it is highly important to wait for the Oculus Rift S over the CV1, especially because that tech is outdated, and even though it's got a 6-month warranty, they refurbish units. They broke once, they may break again, and then you're shit out of luck. I say wait for the Oculus Rift S. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours, and if you have thoughts, let them down in the comments. That way people can make their better decisions. But moving on, we have to talk about a new Kickstarter for some new VR controllers that's causing a little bit of a divide. Some people say it's too soon, some people are excited to try them, but let's talk about controllers that just have no buttons. Now this all starts, of course, with Ben Lang of Road to VR, never void of opinions, which half I usually agree with, and the others I get to see Twitter favorites blow up on him. In this tweet, Ben states, "This strikes me as a bit out of touch. I know lots of people who are saying give me an Oculus Touch clone with Steam VR tracking, but almost nobody's saying take all the buttons, triggers, and sticks off my VR controller." For those not familiar with what he is referring to, here are the Etee controllers currently on Kickstarter, which are buttonless controllers with finger tracking that are Steam VR compatible, with a 3 Degrees of Freedom version and a 6 Degrees of Freedom version, as well as along with another Kickstarter tiers with other options as well. Probably where most of the resistance is coming from is the bluntness of their Kickstarter wording, which puts it simply like this: "We have news for you, buttons are way out of date. With buttons you can only ever be on or off. It's binary, it's boring, it's not like the free fluid experiences we have in real life." This is of course jarring to the majority of current VR users, which account for mostly gaming applications, and gamers have been using buttons and joysticks since the dawn of time. It's stuck in a weird limbo land of removing all buttons, similar to hand tracking, but still actually having a physical controller still. Now, after some clarifications, it's obvious that the developers of the Etee controllers understand these are not yet ready for full gaming applications, and a gaming model may be released at a later time. Now that's the quick TLDR of the entire situation in the Etee controllers. Please let me know what you think of them down in the comments. Do you think it's time for a buttonless controller? Is this the inevitable path? or are buttons always going to be prevalent for VR gaming until pure hand tracking is available? I do think there are a couple things we need to discuss. On one side, I think obviously for gaming applications, for about 85 to 90% of the gaming applications out there, buttons are probably going to be a mandatory experience, and anything without buttons is going to be an inferior experience compared to it for those gaming applications. Not to mention mapping the controls for a game on these controllers is going to be a lot of trial and error and may not work out in the end. However, on the other side, it does seem like, of course, the natural progression. We are moving towards solid hand tracking, as well as maybe things like gloves that might be a little bit more immersive, and this may be that kind of middle ground stepping stone for that progression. It's going to be a great tool for the creatives out there, the creative VR applications like Neos VR, as well as Tilt Brush. I think something like this is going to be a godsend to them. However, it's still too early to see if this will be adopted, see if it's going to be useful. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And finally, again, let's bring it up. We're all looking for ways to get outside, to stop social distancing, to get that social engagement, and basically to feel part of the world. And Synth Riders is doing a little something to help that out. The first virtual workout was hosted by Synth Riders this past Sunday, something that will be recurring weekly according to the Synth Rider Twitter account. Synth Sundays will feature real-life professional trainers, as well as a couple Twitch streamers, Perez and Hey Falcon, who will be playing the game for you to dance along with. For those unfamiliar with the game, Synth Riders is a rhythm game similar to Beat Saber, of course, that has you dancing by touching the right orbs with the right hands, and honestly, it's a pretty good workout. As part of the update, there is a new non-stop play mode, avatars in multiple lobbies, and increases in room sizes from 5 to 10. If you were looking for another way to work out from home, along with some great social interactions to make it fun, this is an amazing option. Now let me know, do you plan to use something like this? I'm kind of curious the want for something like this. In my mind, VR has yet to step up to the plate fully, but this is prime time for VR to step up in times where social isolation, social distancing, everything like that is prevalent. VR has the potential to bring us all together, to let us enjoy each other's company in the comfort of our homes with that distance still prevalent. And something like Synth Sundays, free workouts planned together, you know what? That can make your day start good. It can make everything better, especially if you're feeling a little lonely. I love things like this. Thank you, Synth Riders, for putting this on, and I hope everyone checks this out. Hopefully it's recurring every Sunday. With that being said, that is the end of today's episode. Please leave a like to support this video. Make sure to subscribe and also hit that bell icon. That way you never miss an upload. Join the Patreon. Everything there will just get reinvested back to the channel. It really helps me keep the giveaways going. And I'll see you in the next one, VR Space Cowboys.